So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need in order to achieve your financial goals going into 2025. Now, I'm on a mission right now. This is year one of me becoming the most influential salesman to ever come from the country of England. Now, in order to achieve this 5-year goal, then what have I had to do? I've had to reverse engineer it every step of the way. The most important thing for you to make sure to do in order to achieve the goal is to actually make a plan of what you need to do in order to make that happen, because it will not happen by accident. So like I said, this is the only video that you will need in order to properly reverse engineer your goals so that you absolutely achieve everything you want to achieve in 2025. So let me move over to my iPad here so that I can make this as simple as possible for you boys. So the goal is to guarantee your success in 2025. Let me add that little note on there. 2025. So let's use hypothetical numbers here. Let's to make things easy. Let's say that you want to make your first 10K month in 2025. By the end of 2025, you want to be making 10K a month. You know, that number that everyone seems to be obsessed with for some reason. Sneak peek, you're still broke at 10K a month. But anyway, 10K a month. We'll use that number for an example. So let's say, the reason I'm even talking about this is because I actually invited my client success manager to my house yesterday, and we had a talk about this. We was reverse engineering his goals for 2025 because I want to give him as much opportunity to grow as a part of my company as possible. He's got a goal. He's got a financial goal in mind, so we reverse engineered the whole thing. So let's say your goal is to hit your first 10K a month. And let's say that you've got 6 hours per day that you're working in order to achieve this goal. So maybe you've got a full-time job, maybe you've got other commitments, you're hitting gym, you're training to be an MMA fighter like I am, whatever. Let's say that you've got 6 hours a day in order to put into this, cool. So your only mission by the end of 2025 is to make sure that your 6 hours per day equal 10K a month. In order to do that, you can reverse engineer it. So you find out 10K a month, divide that by, 6 hours per day. It works out to be something around like $338 or something. But, to make this easy, $350. So $350 needs to equal 6 hours a day, which will equal 10K a month. If you make $350 in 6 hours every single day, you'll hit this goal. So every single day, every single stage of your year needs to be getting you closer towards this goal. Now, it doesn't have to be linear. You don't have to be like, okay, I've got 12 months in order to get there. I've got 12 months, January. So by February, I need to be making $50. And then by this month, I need to be making $100. And then that's not necessarily the case, because what might happen, especially if you've got larger goals, in order to achieve larger goals, it often requires some form of delayed gratification. So the first 3 months of the year might be finding the opportunity. Or it might be building skills. Then the next half of the year, the next big chunk of the year might be slowly building this, scaling. But you need to understand that it's not going to happen all at once. But the only thing that matters is that by December, we are making $350 a day with 6 hours a day. So what do we need to do here, right? So you can reverse engineer it based on your industry. And this is why I really, really, really love sales. Because what you can do here is, if you know that 6 hours equals $350, or you could even, scrap that and just say 1 day, because, 1 day equals 6 hours. You can times this by 2, and you can times this by 2. So 2 days equal $700, right? We can times it by 2 again. We can say that 4 days equal $1,400. So you could work out that all you need to do in an industry like sales is go find an offer with a really high ticket price, maybe a 14,000 ticket price. You're on 10% of that. And all you would need to do is make one sale every 4 days in order to achieve your goal of 10K a month. Maybe you're not in sales. Maybe you're a business owner watching this. Maybe you're an online coach, or maybe you've got an agency like I do. What you can do then is you can just work out to say that, okay, every 4 days, I need to sell one service worth $1,400. You can times it by 2 again. Because to be honest, it's much easier to make money by selling to rich people. As Alex Hormozi says, solve rich people problems, get paid rich people prices. In my opinion, it's much easier to make a £2,800 sale or dollar sale every 8 days than it is to make a $1,400 sale every 4 days, in my opinion. So what you can do is you can just reverse engineer this. So like, okay, how much do I want to charge? $2,800 every 8 days. I need to do that. If, I'm working 6 hours a day and I've got 8 days, I hope my maths is right here, but I believe that's every 48 hours, you need to make $2,800. All you can do then is, okay, well now what you need to do is you need to make sure that that 6 hours that you're spending per day is all on money-making activities. A lot of people like to pretend to be productive. A lot of people like to do some 3-hour morning routine. They like to meditate. They like to brush their teeth, blah, 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 do some yoga, go to the gym, go for a morning run, blah, 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 do a journal, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you've got 6 hours a day to make you money. So what you need to do in that beginning phase is just make sure that your 6 hours that you've got are as value stacked as possible, that you're working on the highest leverage activities that you possibly can be within that 6 hours. 6 hours per day of pure money-making tasks. And if you're able to put 6 hours a day into something that's actually going to make you money, and you stick at that with delayed gratification for a whole year, you're investing in yourself, you're trying to find ways to get better, then I think it's unreasonable that you do not become successful and you do not achieve your financial goals by the end of the year. So that's step one. Literally just reverse engineer the goals. That's step one. Step two is just do everything in your power in order to achieve that. In life, we're always distracted by multiple different things, and it's fine. It's natural. You're never going to be 100% all in on something because you've got relationships, you've got your health, you've got your wealth. There's lots of different areas of life. But what I want you to make sure to do is within that 6 hours per day, you are actually giving it 100% brain power. You're not thinking about anything else apart from the task at hand. And even outside of that 6 hours, you're trying to do everything in your ability to make sure that that 6 hours is as efficient as possible. So for example, let's say right now you've got $1,000 to your name. And right now, one big bottleneck for you is the fact that your computer's really slow and it takes 20 minutes to load your computer. Fuck your $1,000, buy a better computer, invest into yourself to make your 6 hours a day more efficient. Because right now, the money that we have right now doesn't matter. The money that we have in our account doesn't matter because we've got the goal that by the end of the year, we want to be making $10,000 a month. So the only goal here is to make sure that we're using all of our available resources, all of our time, all of our money, all of our energy, so that by December the 31st, 2025, we are making $350 a day. That's all we have to do. Right now, you're not making $350 a day, or you're not making the amount of money that you want to be. So everything that you've got right now, you must be willing to give and put into that so that you are eventually making $350 a day, and then you've achieved your financial goals. Would you be willing to sacrifice all of your disposable income this year to the point where you're making $10,000 a month? Let's say that, you currently are making around $40,000 a year, 40K a year. And let's say that you have, 10K of that disposable income. That's money that you could be spending on yourself. You can go on holidays, you can go on trips, you can enjoy yourself, you can go to the pub. Do what you want with that money. But would you be willing to spend this $10,000? Would you be willing to spend $10,000 in order to make $10,000 a month by the end of the year? If your answer is no to that question, then you're probably not going to achieve it, because you always must be willing to invest in yourself to achieve the goal. So let's say that you do all of these things. You reverse engineer the goal. You reverse engineer the goal. You invest in yourself. You work hard and you make sure that your 6 hours a day is full of needle-moving activities. Then can we all agree here that it's unreasonable for you not to achieve your goal by the end of the year? That's what it takes. Not a year has gone by where I've not achieved my financial goals. I set myself, when I was dead broke, I set myself the goal to make my first 20K month through my brand new business. And by the end of the year, I did that because I reverse engineered it. You have to have a plan. If you plan it out, it becomes unreasonable for you not to succeed as long as you are just doing those things. Just a recap here. Make sure that your time is spent doing high leverage tasks. Make sure that your time is spent with things that are actually going to make you money. Don't pretend to be productive, actually be productive. Step number 2 is you just commit to the delayed gratification. You don't expect everything to happen overnight. As long as you are making that $350 a day, or that $700 a day, or that $1,000 a day, or however much you need to achieve your goals, as long as it is achieved by the 31st of January, then you have succeeded. So be patient and be willing to put in the input, put in the work. And the last thing is invest in yourself. Your energy, your time, and your resources go back into achieving this goal so that you are able to achieve it. Paying 10K, investing in yourself 10K in order to make 10K a month is the smartest decision that you can literally make. And if you don't invest that 10K, then what is going to happen is then you're going to have to make up for that in time. If you spend 10K right now, that might actually save you, 3 months of doing it by yourself so that you're able to achieve that 10K a month 3 months earlier than you're supposed to. And then that's 3 months that you're now making an additional 10K. So therefore, by investing in yourself 10K, you've actually made yourself 20K profit. And that's going to be recurring. You're going to be making that money next year, the year after that. So it's the most logical thing that you can do. I've literally said it right now. I've literally created a brand new bank account. I'm going to build a brand new business in direct sales. In order to become the most influential salesperson to ever come out of this country, I need to go conquer and dominate different industries. So I'm going into a brand new industry, one of the hardest industries, an industry that has been around for stinking years and years and years and years and years, which is door-to-door sales. I've created a new bank account and I said every single penny that I make from this business, every penny that I make from the business is going back into it the whole year. By the end of the year, there should be 0 in that bank account. Even if that's just taking my team out for a dinner, spending bonuses on my team, spending more money on recruitment than anyone else in the industry. I don't care to have profit by the end of the year. I just want to be the best. And by the end of the year, if I'm willing to literally spend every single penny that goes into that bank account back in on their business so that I'm not profiting at all, if I'm willing to spend all of that back into the business, how are people actually going to compete with me? How are they actually going to do that? They're not going to be able to. I'm going to be working harder and I'm going to be investing more ruthlessly. And therefore, I will achieve those goals. So I hope this video helped, boys. If you've got any questions, my DMs are always open on Instagram, boys. I also have my free school community to support you guys as much as possible when it comes to making sales in your business or making more commissions with your online sales role. So make sure to join that. First link in the description. Subscribe for more content like this, boys. And as always, keep grinding.